Welcome back to the Beyond Worlds podcast. I'm Stephen,
And I'm Joe.
and this week we're going to be delving into the dark corners of our bookshelf and come out with something spooky to talk about.
So yeah, today we're really going into the shadows because we're talking about Lord Loss by Darren Shan. So demons, chests, mutilated corpses. It's not your average young adult horror by any means.
No, it isn't. Lord Lost kicks off the Demonata series with a bloody bang, basically, and we're introduced to Grubbs, a teenager who thinks his biggest problem is getting out of boring family events until everything goes to shit.
Yeah, and from there it spirals into a twisted world of magic, madness, and one of the most original demon lords, honestly, that I've ever read. This book does not pull any punches, and neither will we.
Yeah, we'll be breaking down all the characters, exploring some of the themes, grief, trust, and trauma, and yeah, we'll be talking about a chess match for a while.
Yeah, so grab your silver, keep an eye out for familiars, and join us.
In another world.
It's the book club, so
Yeah, books. Talking about spooky books, spooky kids books, but well, not kids books, young adults is what it's a YA books, but
yeah. I I call BS. Like I
a
read
little bit.
YA books, man. I read Goosebumps. I love some Goosebumps. That's YA.
See now,
Or is that YYA?
Goosebumps I would put as like YYA.
Yeah,
I'd put that as like you've just hit double digits.
yeah. So more of a YMCA compared to this, I think.
Yeah,
Goosebumps.
this this series was for like us, us kids, like
So
the weirdos.
okay, but when you say us kids, how old were you when you read this the first time?
Oh god, I can't even remember.
Are we talking like
I said,
16, 13?
let me check when it came out because it's pretty much when it came out. I don't know if I
Crikey.
haven't got that info already.
Because I it. I mean, we will get there, but that second chapter.
2005, so I would have had to have been 15.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But then conversely, my sister would have picked it up at the exact same time and 5 years younger, so she was 10.
Oh Jesus. Um, I was just thinking that's the sort of age I was watching Buffy, I think, and so it coincides quite
Yeah,
nicely with that
yeah.
sort of young adult.
We were into the spookier stuff.
Yeah. um. So, what is Lord Lost, dude? Quick overview.
So, Lord Loss is a story about Grubbs Grady, or Grubbitch Grady. His parents suck. Like, no,
What
that's rude.
assholes, man.
They don't. They suck at naming their kids.
Yes, but otherwise they're quite nice.
Yeah, he's from a chess obsessed family who all die brutally in the very first chapter. Well,
Yes, no, technically, yeah, right at the end of the first chapter. So
yeah,
you're right.
yeah, they all dead. Yeah,
So
not a
fucking
nice
dead.
way. He stumbles into a nightmarish hellscape of like. Whenever I think of artery, I think of like one of that fucked up doll from Toy Story that's got the like crab legs, but just like the rest of it being a baby body. Like I think of that
Oh,
sort of fucked
okay.
up.
So
And
Archery being one of the demons.
yeah, he's artery's a demon familiar, and a dog alligator thingy, which is Vane.
Yeah.
See where we're going with this. They're familiars of Lord Loss, and them guys have just like ripped to shreds his mum, dad, and big sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty bad.
It's so insanely graphic. It's not just like I've so disclaimer, this podcast will have some pretty graphic imagery.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
it's us, but
a young adult book for sure.
yeah.
Like to be fair, I don't think I've read even like a more modern book that goes into it as much as Darren Shan does. To be fair, I don't read a lot of horror, but you know,
I
like
I
it's more
have,
graphic
and
than meddling kids.
by miles, man, it's more graphic than many kids. The way they describe like his sister split in half and the baby the baby artery coming, like artery demon, sorry, coming out, and the cockroaches in its head, and that it's like flames for eyes, and it's coming out of her insides, and it's just
Mouth
like,
hands.
oh my fuck, like
Yeah.
the
Those wasn't no
imagery is,
punches.
yeah, someone else.
Yeah. It like Darren's always been a bit of a kind of dark writer, to be fair. Like this series goes into it though. Like Vampire's Assistant series. It was not as bad, not like as graphic in its descriptions as Demonata, but I think he was stepping it up a notch. Well, he
was
did step it up a notch.
was this your introduction to him, or was this
No,
okay?
no. I'd read his first series, which is the Vampire's System one.
Okay, so yeah,
But
definitely
yeah,
stepped up a
so
notch.
I could draw some parallels, but they're quite differently written. So I'd recommend like because they're short books as well. They're no
Yeah.
longer than these ones. So if you get the chance to pick one up for cheap, I'd recommend them. So they're very good as well.
I really appreciate the length as well because, like you said, it is a short book. I'd read it by the second day, so I started reading it the night of the last book club, and I'd finished it the next morning. Well, not next morning, the next evening. Um, I was,
Yeah,
I loved it though. So there's like, I
I
wanted
like
to
his
read more.
pacing.
Yes.
Yeah, and the thing is, I bet the 10th book probably came out within 6 years of the first, maybe seven.
Okay.
I'll double check that for the end, but it's not like he took ages between books, which is kind of cool because you can kind of like bang out an entire series and leave people content like within a few years and not do George Martin and have 15 years between books.
Oh god, that's so
Yes.
long. Um,
We got hate on it. I think we got hate on him on every book club now. For
yeah,
when's winter come out?
but
Told you
yeah,
suck.
come on.
Get writing.
So, well,
Basically.
he is writing just other shit. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to finish it. Anyway, back to Lord Lost. What the other thing that really struck me is in a lot of books there'll be this like demon thing happen, or you'll see this horrific thing, and the characters are a bit like, "Oh wow, that happened." Grubbs is
Nope.
fucked. He's in like a mental
First.
institution. Like,
Yeah.
it,
Because it's the ramifications, isn't it? Like you what that often happen. People are like, no, bro, kid thinks he saw demons, man. I'm like, what? Are you crazy? Because it does happen in a real world. It's not like this sort of thing is common knowledge, right?
yeah,
When it does happen, when all you hear about it is in stories and movies and whatever, it then happens to you, and uh, yeah, people are like, I mean, I get it. Like looking around that room, you'd probably think you maybe it might have been demons, but no, this kid's crazy. Let's put him in the hospital.
I do
Um,
appreciate that they didn't blame him.
yeah, yeah,
Because I thought that would have been a load of crap I wouldn't have
yeah.
wanted to deal with.
Darren's not like that. It's one of the things I kind of appreciate. He doesn't do like a mega in-depth character study and flashbacks and everything on each person. He'll tell you a story.
Yeah.
It's not like huge amounts of world. At least not in the first book. There's not like crazy huge amounts of world building. You get like introduced to people, some stuff happens, a few more things happen, and bang, end of the book. Oh,
Um,
okay.
because we are sort of introduced to that magical world in his first interaction with the demons, right? So not only the fact that there's demons, that's one
Yeah.
thing, but he ends up with finding out he's kind of not 100% normal himself potentially, right?
Yeah, he escapes through a dog flap,
Yeah.
basically. Um, yeah, that was kind of jokes. He kind of gave you a bit of foreshadowing with it as well, like mentioning it to start with, like,
Yeah.
as he went into the house. Oh, there's the dog flap from when I had blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's the way out. And I mean, it doesn't touch too much more on Matt. I mean, it sort of does, but not hugely. I don't think
I
in this one.
appreciate that as well. Because, yeah,
Yeah, it
it's hit
doesn't.
sprinkled.
It's magic. There's no convoluted systems. There's no like learning. It's like, hey, there's magic. You can do it.
Yeah. Just
Cool.
believe.
Yeah. Don't basically. I mean, because I just finished it on the train.
Oh, okay.
We're skipping right forward to the end. his uncle basically tells him, "Go Ultra Instinct, switch off your brain, and let your body do everything." And I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool, sure." And it works. You can do magic. Apparently, that's
And
how you do it.
well, that uncle is the first character other than his parents.
Yes.
So they do introduce us to a load of other family members. Well, lots of other family members and friends visit him in the hospital, which
Yeah.
he ignores or does. He goes and stays with one, doesn't he? And then just
Yeah,
really
and then
traumatizes a little girl by telling her
yeah,
like,
his like little
"Yeah, my
cousins or something.
I see your
Fucks him up.
demons." Yeah, like
Yeah,
fuck.
then that's not really what they look like. This is what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, he was a bit traumatized for a hot sec. I mean, mum, dad, and sister. Especially like after he played that naughty prank on his sister. Like,
Yeah, but it takes a while it took a while for that prank thing to sort of come back around in my head because for
yeah,
the longest time I was
yeah,
still like, well, I don't, none of it. Yeah, that was weird with the demons, but I don't. It doesn't add up. Like,
yeah, yeah,
and that I liked that mystery. So they do something clever. I think he does something clever where Grubbs doesn't want to know about the demons yet. He's still too traumatized. So even when this
yeah,
uncle character comes in and he tells him, doesn't he? He says like, shows him some pictures and goes, "You're not crazy. Now come and live with
yeah,
me." And
yeah,
that's nice. And at the same time, Grubbs even says, I don't want to ask him about it. I just want a bit of normality for a bit. And I know that I can ask him and I will, but he
yeah,
chooses not to.
yeah. It's kind of like even towards the end, he still hasn't gone into it too much. It's like it's just because of that final plot point that he's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, fuck, all right, I got to get in it now. Um,
Yeah, it's very much the last few chapters, isn't it? That it really.
yeah, so it's weird because like he turns up in Dervish's town, like he meets his new best buddy Billy, right,
Yes.
and then cool, we're building towards the climax, like almost straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right, because you get introduced to the town and the mansion, and you start getting little hints about the family portraits and things like this. Um, but yeah, Billy's a cool character, right? As
Yeah,
is
I
Dervish,
mean,
I think.
yeah, you gotta have some comic relief. Yeah, Dervish is very he's reminiscent of the mentor from the Vampires System books. So it's always
Okay.
like you have your what's it called, Merlin esque mentor person in these sort of tropey fantasy books. But Dervish is a good one. He's the cool uncle I'm going to be. I won't teach her any magic, though. Don't worry.
Yeah, appreciated.
Well,
But
we'll see.
what I will say is, if you're aware that, like, say her nephew or her best mate is going to be turning into, should we go there? Like, what happens to Billy? Is it too soon to
I mean,
say?
we always go full spoilers, I
Yeah.
guess,
So
right?
if you find out that Bowie's best mate is going to be turning into a vampire, do a favor, just
It's all right.
maybe
Well, I know how to deal with
keep them
vampires. I just
separate.
wouldn't stake
Not
you in the
vampire,
heart.
sorry, a werewolf, or any
Oh,
any
okay, yeah, maybe.
demon. If we're honest, just like let's not let them maybe become best mates straight away. Do you know what I mean? There's things that you can maybe do
Yeah, don't worry.
to
I'll,
protect
I'll
her,
scout people up. Don't worry.
because
I'm cool.
that's what turns up with Billy, right? So there's this big thing and a big what if about Dervish's uncle being a werewolf,
Yeah,
and as a reader, I think it's quite obvious that's not the
but
case.
he's not.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't think he like gives away this. Well, apart from till
when he
like
starts getting
where
sick.
they go out and hunt him, and Billy goes nuts. They don't.
Yeah,
It's not really obvious that it's Billy at all.
no,
I suppose you don't really get any other perspective apart from him pushing Dervish on you.
but yeah. So my assumption was that there was no vampires. No, sorry, I keep saying vampire. The vampires are in my brain. There are no werewolves. My assumption was something else completely was going on, all about the demons.
Yeah,
That was my assumption, and I thought the werewolf thing was a whole misdirection. Um, so yeah, when Billy came to the house and he's really sick, I was like, oh fuck, and that's when the
yeah,
penny sort of dropped for me. Um,
and that's where we learn about the family curse because it turns out that Billy and Grubbs are brothers because Grubbs' dad is a horn dog.
Yeah, and that was a nice touch. So Billy believed that Grubbs' uncle, so Dervish, was his dad. That was
His
his
dad.
belief. But no, it was also his uncle, and he'd been looking out for him, hadn't he?
Yeah,
Um,
he'd been doing cool uncle shit.
yeah. Ah, that
Real
was.
nice.
I didn't see it coming.
No,
Honestly, I
no,
didn't.
that one I didn't. I thought, oh yeah, that's definitely his is dad, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Um,
Or
but
maybe he was like best
yes,
friends with him, or like best friends with his actual dad, something like that. Like, but I never saw it that they were brothers. That was
no, no, because they act so different. I know it's like environment or whatever, but so there's such different people.
and
Um,
when I know that we've only with dad and mum for such a short amount of time, but they seem so
not
prim
like
and
that.
proper. Do you know what I mean? That I
Yeah,
just didn't picture his dad, and the way
being
Dervish
a
explains it,
horny dude.
fucks around a lot. Like that wasn't just
Yeah,
like the once. It was like he would go on trips constantly,
yeah. Just
and
touch on that, and then like 3 lines, and then never again. Don't worry.
yeah,
But that whole thing introduces us to the family curse. The curse is a
yes,
Greedex or Garadexes or yeah Garadexes. I think it's their original family name. Stems back generations and generations. Fam turns out they've got a werewolf gene. Doesn't hit everybody, but some of you are fucked. Um, and one Grubbs' either great granddad or great great granddad, Bartholomew, figured out a way to like not cure it because there ain't no cure, but figured out if you chat to some demons, could convince one of them to do it for some sort of price. Why not? Turns out the price is chess.
yeah, that was brilliant.
There's a demon lord, Lord Loss, the titular title character. It's obsessed with chess. Has been obsessed with chess for hundreds of years, and there's just been any excuse to play chess with people. Who's like, cool, you know, chess. Um, which also builds up to our climax further because Dervish and Grubbs are gonna challenge Lord Lost to chess battle.
Yeah, and that's where we're introduced on what happened to his family as well, right?
Yeah,
So
in a deeper way. It
his
explains
parent,
why they did it.
yeah, did it to try and save the sister, but
Yeah,
they unfortunately lost the battle. So Grubbs was the whole way through the books as well sucks at chess.
yeah,
He isn't aware of any particular magical proficiency, and Dervish did have an assistant lady who Grubbs fancied
Mira.
loads,
Yeah, yeah,
but because of Grubbs and Billy's little foray into the forest and their mishap, she's now knocked out cold. So
yeah,
who's gonna now? You need two, don't you? So that's the thing. You need two.
yeah. Because it's not just a chess game. It's
Okay,
chess.
brutal.
It it's multi chess. So you're playing chess on 5 boards at once with two other little demons running around trying to kill you, but they got to kill someone else before they try and kill you. So you get one person to try and fend off a couple of demons while you're playing chess against like the demon's dad, well the demon's boss. Like demon scaling in this world, Lord Lost compared to his familiars is like an angel compared to
A worm, pretty much.
yeah, something like that. You know, the power levels to this shit. Um,
But that's just
yeah,
how powerful Lord Loss is, right? Like, and
yeah,
that's why
yeah,
he can potentially change the curse. Um,
yeah. He is a demon lord
yeah,
sort of
and
thing. He's a upper echelon.
just to really quickly go back to the werewolf thing, because something that I don't know, you may after reading more of the books, and I don't think it's massive spoilers. My understanding was the only werewolves in existence are in this family. It's not like it's a family curse that only affects this family.
Yeah, it does get touched on a lot
Okay.
more. The
Um.
werewolf, and I'll tell you what, yeah, it's not just Grubbs' dad that was horny.
Oh
There is a
no.
lot of that family. Like,
Horny, but this
there's
and that's the is they have been spreading this disease gene around, eh?
yeah, right.
Just
It's like,
like
oh man, we're
fucking
werewolves. Let's fuck.
but and that's the other thing about the werewolf. So it's not like the werewolves that you have traditional, like I say traditional, where you change on a full moon and change back the next day. You change and then you're a dog forever,
Yeah,
right?
you're a werewolf.
You're
Yeah,
yeah, you're this wolf creature thing.
yeah. You
Um
sort of lose your mind.
and there's no changing back ever. Um so yeah, and you might skip the gene and then just be normal, quote unquote.
Yeah,
Um
you'd be normal, but then you there is always a chance your kids could have it.
yeah,
Yeah.
pass it on. Sorry to just jump in there. It was just because that
No,
was
no,
I
no, no,
couldn't
no.
quite figure that out. So
Valid
yeah,
points to bring up.
To get back to the battle, so mum and dad lost, and he doesn't want to be the one, does he? Grubbs doesn't want to be the one to do the battle to begin with.
Yeah,
He's like, what
he's
the
he's
fuck am I supposed to do? I
he's
can't play chess.
apprehensive. And this way we learn about the lambs as well, who are like the
Very
family
well done, yeah.
executioners. There's a whole branch of the family dedicated to killing off other members of the family, which turn into werewolves. See how many of them there are?
Yeah, it's a really good point.
Like, it's a whole organization. And granted, like, oh, I won't go into the organization stuff later on, but
Um,
family executioners, man.
the other caveat to the battle. So, as you said, 5 boards, right? You're
Yeah,
facing Lord Loss. The time will work differently for you in those
yeah.
battles, and even if you win, if you were to win the chess game and the other person was to protect you, even if that happens, it's not the end, is it?
No, you are still gonna have to go and fight Lord Loss in his realm, in the demon realm, and then he'll cure the disease, but then after he cures it's like, no, you're coming with me. We're going round two. If you win round two, you can fuck off back home.
Is round two another chess game?
No,
Round two is a
no,
fight.
yeah,
Okay, and because I was unsure of how you win the fight because you can't kill Lord Loss.
no. So I can't remember exact. It probably goes into it more in later books, but basically, magic in the human world can happen when there's breaches between the human world and the demon world. So the reason that Grubbs is able to use magic in those instances, like his home and um, when they have the last battle, is because the magic is coming in from the demon world. Unless you're actually born a magician, you can't just like do magic. So when
Okay,
that had shut down and afterwards, it's not like he would have been able to be doing magic. When you go into the demon world, you've got access to magic all the time.
okay,
So if you were proficient from in knowledge from the human world going in there, you would stand a decent chance. Not a decent chance, but there's ground rules. So I can't remember what the ground rules are either.
so it's more
Probably
a game
just
of
to get the better
survival.
of him.
Okay,
Yeah, because it does
um,
say because time goes differently as well. Like
that's it. Yeah,
you could be there for your body could die, and then you could win, and your soul could go back. Sort of thing. It could happen
yeah.
the next day, but probably not.
Because while you're there battling Lord Loss, whoever the chess winner is, or whoever goes in to battle Lord Loss, um, your body is, they call it like a zombie, right? Or what do they use? It's like an
Well, you're just like
autonomous.
you're pretty. Well, you're not really a vegetable, but your brain's not there. You
Yeah.
you can still like wander around and do shit. You can still feed yourself.
Someone
As
says
long as someone
eat,
tells
you'll
you to
eat.
eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
Hey
toilet,
man,
you'll
go
do it.
go pee. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do basic stuff, but you ain't sitting and enjoying anything or having a chat with anyone. You're just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Which what to get into.
Mhm.
um. So yeah, the battle. It's
Yeah. I mean, 5 game chess is quite fun. I like the idea of it. Like not being able to. If I move a piece on the middle and then you go play on all the other boards, I can't move another piece on the middle until you've moved a piece on the middle. I like come to keep track of all that shit. It's kind of fun.
I can't play
Um,
chess full stop, so that part was quite hard for me to comprehend. If I'm honest, even in young adult
I
book.
I quite liked. Well, I'm not quite like chess. I've played odd games of chess. It's a nice thinking game. I think. But it when you think about it too much, I'm like, oh damn, this game is stuck around for a reason. You know, it's like there's been more like chess has been around for longer than GTA 5 and Skyrim. That's a stupid statement to make, but it's like do it for the meme. um,
um,
yeah,
but they do very much get back into the horror tropes during that sort of chess exchange,
yeah,
right? Because it other than that, introduction to the demon world, you took sort of take a massive step back again, don't you? It's just
yeah,
normal day to day life. Um, but then when you get into the demon world again, that's pretty dark.
Yeah, everything's all like webby and shadowy and spooky-fied, and you know, Artery's got more cockroaches in his hair. There's a freaking dog crocodile coming out come to try and munch on you. Like at one point, Grubbs gets his foot bitten off, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Like you're like, oh shit, my guy's gonna be a cripple for the rest of the book. No, magic foot,
yeah,
come back. Oh, okay, thank God. It's sort of like I think that sort of stuff might trivialize those sorts of injuries to people a little bit. It's like you start with, oh shit, his foot's been ripped off, and then oh wait, no, oh it's just back. Oh, okay, cool.
but he still had the. This is where my brain went to. Is like it's not like that didn't hurt. He still had his
Oh yeah,
foot
yeah,
ripped,
yeah,
so it's
yeah,
still horrifying because it's just like, well, it's now back, and he's even like he can't use it like normal because the pain's still there. It was still ripped off. Um, it to me felt like a. Have you ever watched Hellraiser?
yeah,
It was like a young adult Hellraiser for times. I was imagining Lord Loss as Pinhead, and then you have like all the
yeah.
different
I can.
what are they called? I can't remember, the Hell Demons, basically. Um,
Yeah, I know what you mean. They got a weird name, them ones.
yeah, Sebra, like anyway, it's going to annoy me that I can't remember it. But yeah, um, very much that, and then also the demons from sort of Berserk. You know, the Lord,
Yeah,
those guys.
I
Oh,
get Lord Lost being a member of like the Hand
yes, that's it. The hand.
sort of thing.
Um,
Yeah,
it, it but it wasn't massively tropey at the same time. I thought
no,
it was
it
original.
I get that. Yeah,
So
Darren's always been a very good writer. I don't think he's. I think he's quite. For me, he led the way as a as an author for that sort of stuff. Like I thoroughly enjoyed his work growing up. I think I would credit him probably for my love of reading. Really, so like, damn man, go read the next Darren Shan book.
um, the other thing is, while this fight's going on, and it's all dark, and there's his brother is now what would you
A
say, about
werewolf.
80% wolf? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he's in a
because if he goes
cage
hundred
munching
percent,
on a deer.
it's there's no turning back. Even
Yeah,
Lord Lost
so
can't. So he's not
he's
quite
just
there.
before his final transformation, basically.
Yeah.
A couple more days and he'd have been done. He's like, right,
Um.
we got to do this now, or we ain't doing this.
Yeah. Uh. And uh, what's kind of semi frustrating is just how good Grubbs is doing. Like he's doing so well. Like when he's using his magic, and like you said, just don't think about it.
Yeah,
Just
go Ultra Instinct.
yeah, will it,
I
and
could
it will
fully
be
hear
in.
the theme song as I was reading that, basically. Like, just reaching out for axes and slamming them into demons' heads. From when like he first gets to the house and like it's like, oh, can I hold one of them swords or axes that are on the wall? He's like, shit, man, that's heavy. I can't lift that up. To just being like, yeah, magic double wield axes, throw them around the room, hit my targets. Like it sort of shows how powerful magic is in that world. That all it takes is a thought
Yeah.
for somebody
Um.
that's connected to it. I mean, as a first timer, he was like, "Shit, man, I gotta fit through that. That's my way out. I gotta fit through a dog hole." Wee.
Yeah. I do wonder, like, it's part of me, and again, coming from a view of only reading this book, I was like, is this because Grubbs is just exceptionally talented, or is it because um, this is just basic magic? I wasn't sure of that.
I will say there is more to it. This is like very much just an introduction to the
Okay,
concepts of the
wow.
series. The
I mean,
first.
there's a
So
lot of
this
other
one's
books.
about Grubbs. The next book's about a kid called Colonel. The third book is about
Oh,
Grubbs, and then the fourth book is actually book one technically.
oh, crikey. Okay, I had no
I even
idea.
think book two takes place before book one, if I'm
Ah,
remembering right. And then it's book four, book two, book one, book three is the timeline order.
well, I
I
definitely
think.
do want to read the rest of them. And as I said to you, my biggest gripe so far with this book, and we will keep skirting this last chapter, but we will is that the Kindle versions are very expensive. I really enjoy the Kindle, and it's only about £2 per book for the physicals. So you get all of them in a box set for about 20 quid, but it's a massive chunk of paper, and it's a lot of just
Yeah.
as you can see, I have a lot of stuff already. I don't know where I put them, and I could donate them, and I'd love to keep them for Bowie. For when she's more like
Eventually.
14, 15. Yeah, it's not something I'd read her to bed right now.
I think if they were read to her in the right context, knowing that if she likes spooky stuff, like you can make it fun to read. But
Not to a 1.5-year-old.
No.
It's just the bits that aren't about demons, maybe. But yeah, so to get back to the fight about Grubbs is kicking ass. His foot's lopped off. He sticks it back together. Everything's going great,
And
and
then he gets stuck in a
stuck.
spider web. Yeah. You're like, oh shit.
Shit.
Oh no. Oh no. And Uncle has to step in,
Breaking the rules,
break
though.
the rules of engagement.
Yeah.
Lord
Shit.
Loss isn't happy about. But Lord Loss demons are like predictable. They're not like great conniving, crazy thinkers like we're sort of used to from anime and well, maybe not movies, but anime. They're all like they're not playing. They're playing 5 games of chess. They're not playing 5D chess.
Yeah.
So he's like he gets fooled into the match into the reverse rules by Dervish quite easily, I think. And the fight and like said, Grubbs should go and play chess instead, because you want to absorb all of his sorrow and da. You would think a few 100-year-old demon lord would be like, yeah, no, I'll just kill you both now because
Yeah.
you lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. I think he's going to be sad enough from what I'm about to do to him. So,
Yeah. But then again, it also does sort of like comment on the nature of the demons in the series, because if he is the like, I want to say the concept of sorrow and loss, if he is that, then he wouldn't be able to be like no to maximizing it sort of thing.
No.
Oh yeah, cool, sweet. So it does sort of make sense. It's a nicely exploitable flaw.
And to begin with, it works.
Yeah,
it does very much work. To begin with, Grubbs is just like, but he even says, I think, doesn't he? Dervish, like, why prolong this? I'm going to lose. Like, let's just end it now. I'm done. Yeah. And he's like, just fucking do it.
Like,
Stop being a little bitch.
Bro, I ain't lost the game yet. Just go. Like, you got a few chances. Get into it. And like loses the first two. So best of 5 out of these 5 chess games.
Yeah,
so he's down 2-0 quite quickly. His pieces are melting. And then all of a sudden he's like, I don't know, he popped a pill which kicked in or something. He's like, you know what? Fuck this guy.
Yeah, I'm not going to
be sad anymore. I'm going to play Chaos Incarnate. No order to wonder, because chess is a very orderly game, realistically, right? Like,
yeah,
any game of chess. If we played a game of chess, statistically, the game of chess that we played has been played before.
Yeah.
So, people expect certain things, and Lord Loss is a very like chess purist. I would think he's so fascinated with the game and he's played so many games that he would have probably picked up on stuff like that and play into that. So it probably is one of the few ways to beat him. Just be like, don't care what you're doing. I'm just going to do this one.
Yeah, not even looking.
Oh yeah. Oh, oops, that doesn't go there. Oh, okay, cool.
And his lackadaisical attitude doesn't just it's in his whole the way he talks from then on, the way he acts. It's just he changes. He sort of like he becomes a teenager. If it almost
he
like just
he
like
gets salty. He gets salty to the max. Man, this guy's fucking beating me, and he's not sad anymore, and fucking fuck this guy, bro. Like, to the point where doesn't even let Grubbs beat him. He's like, Grubbs doesn't even see that he's beat him. And he's like, fucking so he's fucking won. Fuck yeah, I'm looking my piece. You're not even taking it. I'm gonna point out that I lost, not you. You're not getting it. Like, final little jab. I just try gain some dignity back. And then he's got to go blow up one of his familiars because his familiar won't listen to him.
And that is just like another like I found that both like surprising because these familiars surely, because there was a point right at the start where one of them nearly didn't listen, and he was like, "You know what will fucking happen."
Yeah,
And again, he does it again, and he goes for Dervish, doesn't he? Or when he goes to attack him, so law
yeah.
is it the dog one, right?
It's the dog one, and I can picture it in my head. It's like a comedy sketch. He's like clamping down on his leg. He's been told no, and he's like, he's eye contact with you, just like you gotta give the dog the second yap. Well, you
Yeah.
don't, but that creases me up that paragraph every time I've read it. And it goes to then show you the power of Lord Lost, because like Dervish was having humans would have trouble with a familiar, and then just bites him and then gone.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, because that we did forget that every time a familiar is killed, because Grubbs is killing them at times when he's fighting them, they just sort of like pour their own blood onto each other, is it? And it brings them
they're
back to
not.
life.
He doesn't kill them. Like he smacks. He manages to like cut
Mortally
into
wound.
Vane's head with an axe. But after he takes it's almost like Toon Forcey, because he takes the axe out and squishes his head back together,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the flesh
That's it.
sort of then starts going.
Looney
And that's
Toony.
where he gets the idea to stick his foot back together. He's like, oh, I wonder if I can do that.
Yeah. So yeah, he does win by making him a super salty. He then is very, very scared that he now has to go to the demon realm because he was the one who won the chess. But luckily, through some writing magic, that's not the case.
Well, no, I think he doesn't really ever. I don't think that gets commented on. Really, it's not.
Because
he thinks it's over at that point, and then they're like, David's like, nah, there's still round two. I gotta go fuck him off over here, right? Like, he's like, man. He's like, no, don't worry, bro. I got you. Lawyers here, paperwork here. Tell the courts to fuck off. I like that. I like that as well.
No, that is good. Because then Billy's safe. He has no memory of anything that's happened.
No.
It's up to Grubbs what he says.
If demons make a promise, they will keep to their word. They're honourable in that way, I guess. They're not going to lie to you because there's no point for some reason.
My thought on,
some
and again,
will, but Lord Lost, if you beat him in a game, he's like, I fucking hate you, but sure.
I do feel like he's not going to forget it.
Oh,
I feel like he is.
No, he knows how to hold a grudge.
Yeah. But because Billy doesn't remember it, it's Grubbs' choice what he tells him. And he doesn't, he decides not to tell him, right? He doesn't want to tell him that they're brothers or that he was a werewolf.
I think that's, so I can't remember too much of the later books, and I can't remember if it is a plot point, but I think that's a mistake. I think he should have been like, you know what, bro? We're bros. Like, legit. My dad, your mum.
Yeah.
Dervish is a sweet uncle, right? It means the castle's not yours anymore, bro. It's both of us. Okay? We're splitting it.
I don't get that. I really don't get that. And yeah.
But I suppose that is a lot to take on at that time as well. Like, you've just beaten demons in a chess death game. Your uncle is now a semi-vegetable. You got to deal with the being emancipated, like so you can look after yourself without parents. You got to deal with that. Although you got some help with it, going through all of that has got to suck. I don't want some dude just be like, oh, we're brothers, by the way. It's just it's an extra thing on top that maybe he didn't need at the time, but it goes, weeks go by, months go by. I would have told him. I'd be like, right, cool. Some things have settled down. Bro, we gotta have a talk, man.
Yeah.
This is what
really happened. Yeah.
And you're a werewolf because we're brothers.
And this could now happen to me. And if it does,
you
need to fucking
your
help.
Turn.
Yeah. I did it for you.
Fucking stop playing chess, bitch.
And he was better at chess anyway, Billy. So it's like in theory. So as you said, weeks go by, and they do in the book. He goes to school. He grows up a bit. He starts to have friends.
His first crush of the village.
What do you think of that ending? The way he wakes up in the morning.
Yeah, I was gonna you have to do something like that, Darren. he's quite a comedic writer at the same time, and it's that silly sort of humor. So that is the exact way how that book would have always ended. I think that final page was written before anything else. It's like, this is a great way to end a werewolf book. Let's go backwards from here.
Because yeah, it's been, and it has been months actually, not weeks, hasn't it? It's been a long time. Has it been years? I think.
Months.
And it also says that Grubbs is now like a tank of a human being. Like he's one of the.
He's grown up and he's grown out.
Yeah.
Grew like 10 centimeters taller.
So and he was already big.
Yeah.
And he wakes up one morning covered in
and he's
blood and animal hair under his.
Him.
Yeah.
Like hairs stuck to places.
So it's time to call the lambs.
So he's like, oh, damn, man, I'm going to call them family executioners. And then he goes downstairs and his uncle's like, hey, I got you, I'm back.
What fucking dick move, man.
I like that means that his journey into the other world wasn't too fucked because he's still got a sense of humor. He's like, I've just got back from fucking demons. You know what the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to fuck with my nephew.
Very first thing.
Can't think of anything like that. I'm not going to go take a shower. I'm not going to go eat something. I'm going to fuck with this guy.
I did not see it coming, the twist. I thought that was how, I was like, oh, he's ending it like that first chapter. He's ending it dark. Like he's going to call them and it's going to end it. But it got me that. And I was glad as well because the uncle said it could be years and years and years. He said, never give up on me. Just that's the one thing I beg of you. The house is yours. Everything's yours. All the money. Just please look after my body. Please. And luckily it was only a few months.
He did as well, didn't he? Like, he would prepare his clothes the night before, get him dressed.
It's very sweet.
Take him for haircuts and shit. Somehow make him exercise. Using star jumps. Jump. Skipping rope.
As we've said before, when we read the first book in a big series, I'm always wanting it to have an ending. I don't want it to just like flaccid flop out of the door. And this had an ending. Yeah,
you have like a 3/4 of a story because the last quarter happens in the next book.
Yeah, but no, this was good. And for such a short book,
I would say
a lot of story.
Nearly all of his books are like that. Some of them will have cliffhanger endings, but they're it's always a good story within that story.
Yeah,
even if it's got to continue. It's like Vampires. This one's like 10 books long. Vampire's Assistant is like 12, I'm pretty sure. And there's another one called Zombie, which is a zombie apocalypse. That's got some demons in it too. Could even be set in the same world. I can't remember. And then there is the adult trilogy as well. So City of Snakes.
Okay,
that's a good series. That's quite crime horror noir sort of thing.
Cool.
Not sweet.
No. Like I said, I want to check out more of his work now. And from what you've said, it's worth checking out. So it's not like
a link to the first book of that series.
Sweet.
They're not super long either. They're probably shorter than all the other books I've picked for. So.
Did you have like a favorite moment from the book?
No, not really. It was just nice rereading it. I like reminiscing about reading it back when I was a kid and be like, damn, I'd not realized actually how short this book was when I was reading it. Like, because I remember, like, I actually pretty sure I did finish it in a day when I first got it. Because we were thinking, oh damn, man, I finished the book in a day. But then when I was like looking at my Kindle reading speed, I'm like 7 pages in. It says you got 2 hours left in this book. And I was like, what the fuck? It was nice to have a little short contained story. I like. Actually, my favorite part of it was 2 days later. You're like, bro, when are we talking about this book?
Yeah. I really wanted to talk about it.
You really read it?
Yeah. It was a really good recommendation, and I'd recommend it to anyone who likes like horror and spooks. If you don't like scary things, I would still recommend it. I would just say bear in mind
that it's probably bearable because it's so over the top. You know, it might not. It's not going to fuck you up. if you're an adult reading a young adult book, I mean, it might do.
Everything past that
I'm sorry.
the end of the first chapter, the very end bit, and the beginning of the second chapter. That's the only bit that's truly shocking,
Kind of horrific, yeah.
kind of horror, and it is honestly horrifying because it's a young sister. She's not like some 20-year-old.
Yeah.
She's a little
So my
girl.
brain disconnects for stuff like that because I'm like, it's
Well,
a character in a book.
yeah, I get that. I don't know.
No. I see. That's the thing. I don't. My brain doesn't think how your brain is thinking about that sort of thing. Like, my brain's like, cool, man. This thing happened to a character. They're dead. Right? Who's next?
Yeah, I kind of get empath sort of stuff with that. But and so if you do, that might be a hard bit. But the rest of it, what I'd say is push on, because there's no
Yeah.
that's as bad as it gets, and it doesn't get anywhere near that bad. As when I say bad, like graphic, it does get nowhere near that graphic again.
And to be honest, I really like Darren's writing style. It's very informal. Like it's like he's just having a conversation at you.
Yeah,
It's not like you're reading words that it sounds weird. It's not like you're reading words that he's typed out. It's like he's sat there chatting at you, and like his language is like how I'm talking. You know,
yeah.
there's slang and shortened things in there and all sorts. Like Billy is Bill dash E.
It, I would say that my only and genuinely the only negative, because I didn't mind the gory aspects, but the only negative is I'm not a massive fan of the naming conventions of Grubbage. I did just
Oh yeah,
find I was just like, what the really?
he's always been weird like that, man. Like,
It's just like call him Sam. I just don't get it. I don't.
like the next dude's name is Colonel with a Kernel Fleck.
Yeah, I don't. Get. And in a
He always
fantasy
does that,
world,
man.
maybe, but this is the real world, and I thought
But
Grubbage was his last name, but yeah, no.
it's also the double G, isn't it? Like heroes of the first letter,
Yeah,
whatever.
but yeah. Other than that, I think fantastic recommendation. Again, this is nice. It's nice that we keep doing these. And again, I know some of these we've read before. None of them, not a single book that we've done on book club I've ever read.
Well, I mean,
and
I wouldn't have read that in the last 10 years.
well, there you go.
Easily.
Yeah. So yeah, and it still holds up. Still holds up.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
That's actually one of the other things I'm very happy about. I'm glad it held up to my adult brain.
Good.
I couldn't figure out what book.
Yeah. So, right, the next book for the Beyond Worlds book club, it's my turn. Yay! And I've spent a lot of time looking into things. There's lots of different books that have come out sort of semi recently, and I saw this book, and I don't know now if you've read it, because it was only today that I looked at the front and saw that it has a commendation from Robin Hobb, which was quite interesting because Robin Hobb being someone that we've already read in the Beyond Worlds book club, and that is it's a book called The Black Tongue Thief.
No.
So I'll read off the back, and I'm going to get this wrong because it's kind of hard to pronounce. But Kinchna Shanak owes the Takers Guild a small fortune for his education as a thief, which includes, but is not limited to, lockpicking, knife fighting, wall scaling, fall breaking, lie weaving, trap making, plus a few small magics. His debt has driven him to lie in wait by the Old Forest Road, planning to rob the next traveller that crosses his path. But today, he has picked the wrong mark. Galva is a knight, a survivor of the brutal Goblin Wars, and handmaiden of the Goddess of Death. She is searching for her queen, missing since the distant northern city fell to giants. Unsuccessful in his robbery and lucky to escape with his life, Kinch now finds his fate entangled with Galva's common enemies, and uncommon dangers force thief and knight on an epic journey where goblins hunger for human flesh, krakens hunt in the dark waters, and honour is a luxury few can afford.
Cool.
It's
like Conan vibes a little bit.
Well, I guess we'll see. You're looking at about 400 pages. I think it's a standalone, as far as I know. I think it's just
Nice.
just its thing. And Robin Hobb says, dazzling. I heartily recommend this one. So Robin Hobb is the that's Miss Bourne, right?
Robin Hobb? That's Brandon Sanderson. She is
Robin Hobb. Oh, the assassin. Which again I found funky because again another assassin. So I wonder how much Robin Hobb inspiration this book has. But yeah. By Christopher Pureman. So yeah, Black Tongue Thief. That was the next one, and I suddenly got worried that you might have read it, but I'm very glad you haven't. I thought I'd go
So am I.
down your like do a bit of fantasy, maybe a fantasy, but yeah, because you did horror,
Shit.
and I thought,
I'm gonna have to find a sci-fi book for next one.
oh, that was one of my other ones, a sci-fi book. But I'm going to keep that in my back pocket.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, we could do back-to-back sci-fi then.
We could do all sorts, and yeah, there's a loads of books. I'm really excited about books recently, and again, thanks to the podcast.
Have you read Dune?
I have read Dune.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because like that's where my mind goes instantly, and I don't want to read Dune again. But like, if Joe hasn't read Dune, we're gonna have to read Dune.
No, I'm up to
Cool,
the one with the TV series Child Emperor. No, I've read Child
cool.
Emperor. The one with the fucking like 4 or 5 books in.
Yeah,
I'm deep.
I know you have to say a few words, and I get where you are.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's it. The Black Tongue Thief. That one will be a bit more in the future because again, 400 pages. That'll take a little ways to read. But
yeah,
hopefully you like it.
I will start it after we finish playing games.
So that's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna play some games. Come check us out if you not right now because this is going up later. But if you ever do want to check us out playing games,
play video games.
Yeah, check out our Twitch, Beyond Worlds. Cast it on Twitch. We play video games, and we're gonna be doing that now.
Space Marines.
So yeah, that's what we're playing at the moment. Bit of sci-fi.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us at the Beyond Worlds Book Club. I've been Beyond Joe.
And I'm still Stephen on Wednesdays at the end of the show.
So until next time, thank you for joining us.
In Spooky World today.
Spooky World.
Nice.